Good night, everyone. My name is Irsa Zaki Mananya, and I will represent my project. So, my project is about enhancing decision making. So, what is enhancing decision making? Enhancing decision making involves improving the quality, speed, and effectiveness of the process used to make choice. This can be achieved through various strategies, including understanding the context, making a plan, weighing pros and cons, seeking diverse perspective, and evaluating outcomes. Alright. So, what is the classification of decision and problems? One, program decision. These are routine and repetitive decisions that follow established rules or procedures. They are often made in situations that occur frequently and have a clear solution. For example, there are three examples: recording inventory when stock levels are low, scheduling employee shifts, and the last one is approving standard expense reports. Second, non-program decision. So what is non-program decision? These are non-routine and complex decisions that do not have a clear or predicted procedures. They are usually made in unique, uncertain, or new situation and often require judgment, creativity, and analysis. There are three types examples. For the first one is this declining to enter a new market, responding to a sudden crisis, and the last one is launching a new project line. So there are four stages. The first one is intelligence, and the second design, and the third choice, and the fourth review. So what is intelligence? Identifying and understanding problems or opportunities. And the design, generating and evaluating possible solution. And choice, selecting the best option from available alternative. And the last one, review, assessing the result of the decision and learning from past. Okay. So certainty, risk, uncertainty, and ambiguity. There are four in decision making. Every situation can be placed along a scale based on how much information is available and how likely failure is. There are four main types of decision making situation. Okay, so what is certainty? The decision maker has complete and accurate information that outcome of each alternative is known and predictable. Decisions are easy to make because there is no doubt. Risk. The decision maker has partial information and the probabilities of outcomes are known. There is some chance of failure, but the risk can be estimated. And the third, uncertainty. The decision maker lacks sufficient information and probabilities cannot be assigned to possible outcomes. The outcome is unknown and cannot be reliably predicted. And last one, the ambiguity. The situation is confusing and unclear. The problem itself may not be well defined, and goals or alternatives are vague. It's hard to even know what information is needed or what decision to make. Okay, so this is the decision support system, or we can call it DSS. So what is DSS? Okay, let me explain. A decision support system is a computer-based system that helps individuals or organizations make decisions by collecting, processing, and representing data in a way that supports solving. Okay, the key features. One, super semi-structured or unstructured decisions. And the second, helps analyze data, run simulations, and compare alternatives. And third, used by individual decision makers. Okay, and for the examples of DSS, a manager using DSS to forecast sales based on different pricing. Okay, and the second one, a finance officer using a DSS to evaluate investment option. So that's the point of DSS, decision support system. Okay, there are two types, and the last one is GDSS. So what is GDSS? Group Decision Support System. So what is it? Okay, let me explain. A group decision support system is an extension of DSS that is designed to help a group of people make collaborative decisions. It combines communication, decision making, and data analysis tools to support group work. So this is about group working. Alright. So what is the key features? There are three types of key features. The first one supports group collaboration and consensus. And the second one includes tools like voting system, brainstorming platform, and chat. And the last one, often used in meetings, commits, or cross-functional teams. Alright, so what is the examples of GDSS? Alright, a project team using a GDSS to evaluate vendors during a meeting, and executive board using a GDSS to prioritize strategic goals with ranking tools. Okay. Okay everyone, and I think that's all for the definition of DSS and GDSS and the key features and also examples. But I forgot about to tell you guys something, that when do we have to use this DSS and GDSS? Alright, let me explain. So we use DSS when decisions are semi-structured or unstructured. Second, when there is too much data for manual processing. And the last one, when decision makers need to compare different alternatives. Okay, so I will add more about example of DSS. A sales manager uses a DSS to forecast sales based on different pricing strategies. And the second one, a financial analyst uses DSS to simulate investment returns under various market conditions. And the last one, a hospital administrator uses DSS to determine staff schedules based on patient volume prediction. Okay, so the GDS, and now we are going to GDSS, group decision support system. When do we use GDSS? In meetings, commits, or cross-functional teams. When decisions require input from multiple departments or stakeholders. And last one, when seeking consensus for prioritization in complex decisions. And there are key differences between DSS and GDSS. Okay, DSS is individuals and GDSS is groups or teams. The decision type of GDSS is semi-structured or unstructured. GDSS collaborative and consensus based. Alright, maybe that's all for me. And thank you for watching this video. And good night everyone. And see you. Bye.